Field walks through. Now, if you YouTube Charles Giles 9/11 hero, which I hate the word hero, so nobody call me a hero, please. I was doing my job. I hate the word hero. I'm not a hero. The heroes are the firefighters, the EMTs, the police department, and the 2,973 people that died that day, and the 707.
Now, you were a hero too. No, you were. Don't be modest.
The 733 people that have died since. Those are the heroes.
Yeah,
the people that gave their life.
Well, it's
I
anyone,
haven't given mine yet.
No, but it's anyone that did what they could do that day.
No, I don't believe in it. I just don't. I know my destiny's coming. I know what my destiny is. My final chapter hasn't been written. Neither has my first final one. Working on it. She's writing my biography of my life.
I just have the story's already written.
The story's written. I've been tape recording my life from childhood to...
It's the easiest thing I've ever written because he speaks it so well. It's
right,
easy.
you are a great speaker.
I go around to schools. Schools ask me to come in and speak about 9/11. I go around talking. I will literally go almost anywhere.
Oh, could I get you for down here? Would you be interested in coming down here?
Absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great.
I would come speak to I've spoken to middle school students, high school students. I've spoken to grammar school students.
Yeah.
I'll speak to anybody.
Yeah, you are a great speaker.
And I mean, and this is just giving you my story. When I talk to students, I give the whole history of how we got to 9/11. I talk about the wars. I talk about Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield, the first Iraqi war, the war in Kuwait. I talk about that. I talk about Saddam Hussein. I lead into everything. I give them a whole history lesson.
And I think the schools are more open to all that now, whereas before they were a little,
you know, it's in the books. And that so people call me. Florence Township is one that is constantly calling me. Like every semester, they want me to come in and talk to a different group. But anyway, where was I up to, Andrea? And you have to forgive me. This is part of my piece. I go around speaking at schools and everything about my story. Feel Good Foundation. Thank you. So the press conference comes. John Field adopts me. We Are Change shows up. Luke, Mike, the whole crew. They put a camera in my face. And
Mike Narr?
Mike Narr.
Yeah, he's great.
Mikey Narr is a maniac.
He's good.
And he hears about. He says, "I heard what you said on." I heard what you. I forget who I had said it to. I had called the law firm that was foreclosing on me, Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck, instead of Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmieg. It was Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmieg, and I called them Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck. So they showed up at the press conference with a big ban. I had said it at the ban. I had said it earlier in the week on one of the interviews. So that Friday, and they showed up at the press. They show up.
Oh, that's fine.
No problem.
Betsy wants another glass of wine.
Betsy, you gotta take care of Betsy's wine. They come and they said, everybody's presenting me with checks, to help my family out, to try to keep me out of foreclosure. They says, so Mike Narr gets up and speaks, says, we don't know if we made a difference, but we protested today for you. We Are Change.
These guys have such heart.
He says we went to Mount Laurel, New Jersey. I said, oh no. And they come and they have this big white sheet, and they're unfolding this big white sheet, and spray painted on it is "Stop Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck from foreclosing the Giles, the 9/11 hero Giles' home." They stood in front of the headquarters of Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck. They call them Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck.
Gotta love these guys.
And they literally spray painted it on a big white sheet. Phelan, Hallinan, and Schmuck stopped the foreclosure on 9/11 hero Charles Giles' home. And they protested it. January 2008.
That should have been about early on. No foreclosures on any 9/11 first responder. Very basic, simple.
Well, if the bill would have passed, there wouldn't have been. If we would have had the bill passed. So what finally happens is I lose my home January of 2008. I lost my home to foreclosure. 2008? 2008.
A year ago.
Last January, I lost my home. I moved into an apartment. which I couldn't even get on my own means because my credit was in the gutter because I hadn't been paying my rent.
Yeah.
So the mayor of the town vouched for me with the owner of the complex.
Great. Right.
And said, this is a good 9/11 family. This guy is an American hero. You got to give him an apartment to live in. This man can't go on the streets. He's got a wife and 2 daughters. So they said, he'll pay his rent, because I didn't pass the credit check. He says, give him a chance, please. I vouch for you. I vouch for him. The Feel Good Foundation also wrote a letter to them saying, we'll vouch for him. The guy gave me a shot. I have survived on donations since. That's the only way I survived. Mm-hmm. I joined the Feel Good Foundation mid-2008 on their board of directors. I joined their board of directors. I wanted to try and make a difference in the lives of other responders. I wanted to advocate. I believe strongly in advocating for the responders and getting this bill passed. I go to Washington. I've been to Washington 5 times. This next trip is the first trip I'm going to miss. And I lobby. And I've lobbied Congress. I've spoken to senators. I've spoken to everybody. I'm just short of the president, which I will let you in on a little secret in a couple of minutes. And Andre already knows what I'm doing. I get eviction papers. My house is in ruins, but then I get my award. I go through the whole workers' comp thing, so I won't repeat all of that. I don't get the check. I'm going to get evicted. So now I was forced to resign from the Feel Good Foundation because they want to try and help me. They're trying to raise money to give me. They don't know if they can raise enough money to get my rent paid, but they're trying to help me with utilities, with food, with everything.
May I ask you what your rent? Did you say it was $1,600?
It's $1,600.
Okay.
It's $1,600. And John is trying to raise money. He's put out a press release on Facebook, and he put out a press release. It's on 911blogger.com.org. It's on Visibility 9/11. It's on 911truth.org. It's on all the websites. John Field's statement saying it's a sad day with the Feel Good Foundation. We lost one of our top advocates, Giles, due to his financial crisis. And he goes on to say the story of what happened with my workers' comp. One of the Bible churches that I go to in town, I'm right now torn between 2 religions, Roman Catholic and Christian. It's almost the same. Just sent me $100 in Walmart gift cards to help out with food and clothes or whatever I need. And it's the first donation. And I'm not one to. I'm very humble. I don't like to give. I don't like to get. I like to give.
Right.
I've always given. My whole life, I've always given. I mean,
when
I worked for Citywide, I was making close to $100,000 a year, and I had the W-2s to prove it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was the boss I was the third in command of this company. I was making over $100,000 a year because I was also their director of marketing and sales for their private division. So I would get commission on top of salary.
Oh, okay.
So I was making over $100,000 a year. I've gone from making over $100,000 a year to making zero. I have no income. This year, I do not have to file income taxes because in 2008, I had zero income. I had zero taxable income. My wife can't claim me because I have an IRS debt that I can't pay. The IRS is after me. The IRS is after me. So I know when I get my Social Security, whenever that may be, the IRS will get their money, which is about $4,000. But my wife can't claim. So right now, the Giles family is in a deep financial crisis, which is why Andrea laughs, because before I ordered my food, I made sure that I had money in my wallet to pay for my food.
You're not pulling that wallet out here, mister.
Well, I didn't come here for. I came here because I heard that Truth Rising was showing, and I heard about Betsy runs this, and I told this to Andrea last week that I was coming here. We made plans since last week. I said next Thursday you and I have a date. I said, my wife won't mind if your husband don't mind.
Yeah.
We're both married people. I said, but we're going to
I'm so glad you came.